Hey, Bonnie.
Oh, hey, how are you, Anthony? Good to see you. How are things going today?
Going well, thanks. Thanks so much for having me. Nice to see you as well.
Thank you. Listen, what a great idea for a series. I mean, honestly, giving back to people is seriously what we need right now. I can say that for sure. I
Yeah,
want to
without a
know,
doubt.
yeah. Of course, you and Rachael Ray, you go back a few years. You guys are friends. And then just a few years ago, she experienced a devastating loss when her home went on fire. And oh my God, I can't even imagine what somebody, goes through for that. And then you guys got together, and I wanted to know, how the discussion started to start this series.
Well, if you know Rachel, there's no discussion. She came up with the idea for this series because of that exact fire that you mentioned. And when Rachel is passionate about something, she gets it done. So she called production partners and TV networks and got all the back end of the TV magic world lined up.
Yeah.
She called me, asked me if I would do this on the construction end with her. I said yes immediately. And that was it. We were off and running. And it happened that quickly.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about, how you go about choosing. I mean, obviously, I know this is more of a producers, how they go about, but unfortunately, there are just so many stories out there of people who, they lost their homes from
Yeah.
floods or fires or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You focus on 10 families. There could have been 10 million families,
Yeah,
unfortunately. So
the short
yeah, tell
answer
me
to
about
that is the short answer to that is I'm very happy that I'm not the one who has to decide because yes, there are no shortage of people in need. That is absolutely crystal clear. This is the TV magic of it all. Rachel and I get bio packages from 10 deserving families. I don't know anything about the selection process. I'm proud of the families we were able to help, and
yeah,
it's a television show, so we've only got so many episodes.
of
That
course.
said, the more well received it is, the more of these we can make, and I
Yeah,
hope to be making them for quite some time,
yeah,
because it was a great experience. It's rare that you get to take your chosen I mean, I guess unless you're a doctor, it's rare that you get to
yeah,
take your chosen profession and really truly help somebody who's completely out of their depth and have had their life completely turned upside down. And that's exactly the situation we were stepping into. So it was a very proud moment. It was a very humbling moment. And on every construction project, disaster or not, you learn something new.
Oh, that's for sure. Trust me, I've been through renovations, and they don't take 5 minutes, as you know, and
No, that's right. That's right.
things come up, and that's what I wanted to ask you, because it's not just about rebuilding your home. There's so much more that goes with it. Can you talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
Yeah, from the physical side, from obviously there's the entire emotional side, which we can delve into as well. From the physical side, yes, there's the rebuilding of the home, but first you've got to get a contract hired, you've got to get permits filed with the city, you've got to negotiate with the insurance company.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
of these insurance companies, I've got to give them credit where credit's due. They did the right thing. The folks had the coverage and they were able to get full replacement value. But more times than not, there was either a loophole or folks couldn't afford a certain level of coverage. Especially with the flood stuff, there are always these maximum coverage amounts where they would pay for this premium policy, but there's a little flood exception down here. So
Right.
dealing with those things on behalf of folks, while it angered me, I was happy to be able to take that burden off of them because and I'm just thinking back here, I'm pretty sure all 10 families had kids. So you
Right.
think about like getting basically evicted from your home.
Yeah.
They're dealing with getting kids settled, making sure they're processing what happened the right way, explaining all of these life events. Like the last thing they need to be doing is dealing with
Yeah.
an apathetic insurance person.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
get it. Why does it work so well with you and Rachel?
I think we're cut from the same cloth. We're both hard workers. We roll up our sleeves, we get dirty, we dive in. When she called me, she's like, "You're not saying no because you're the only one I thought of for this," And I was like,
Yeah.
"No problem, I'm in." It's just we just kind of have this shorthand that we know how to put our head down and get the work done, and we care.
Yeah.
It's Rachel cares, and it's why she's been on TV as long as she has. It's why she has the career that she has. When she had her fire at her house, she raw as raw could be, shared it with the world, shared it with her audience. And those stories that she got back are what led to the idea for this show. So that level of empathy, that level of caring, and that level of we're going to get something done here, I think that's why we get along the way we do.
Yeah. And what's amazing too, I mean, I didn't watch all, I saw an episode where, you know, like, yes, things can be recovered. Thank God, you know, people, you know, don't die in these, you know, hopefully, you know, whatever they can, and stuff can be recovered. But what I find amazing is when you have such a, like, you know, maybe a memory from your family that
Yeah.
was passed down, a table, whatever it is, and that you could help restore something like that. I can't even imagine what these people were feeling when they
Yeah.
saw the reveal, and it's like, oh my God, you restored my grandmother's old table or
Yeah,
whatever it was,
I think
you
you're
know?
referring to Jerry's grandmother's ravioli table.
Yes.
For those non-Italians, it's like a metal top table that you make raviolis on because it doesn't stick and you can roll the
Yeah.
dough and all the things. But yeah, that was a real special one. That family, Jerry and Glenn, they hold a special place with me. One, just because they're fantastic people, and two, because it was the first episode we really worked on. It was the first construction project I dove into there. Yeah, family heirlooms, like they're irreplaceable things, because what people forget with those things is it's not about the thing.
Right.
It's about the memories embedded in that thing that are resurrected every time you look at it. So to be able to keep that in the home was really special.
Yeah.
It wasn't always the case. A lot of things were lost forever. But I will tell you, one of the bright spots of this show is the resiliency of these folks. You know, it's something that I took away personally. Just like the level of positivity and the angle at which they looked at their situation was really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I watch any of these shows, even like your show, you know, Kitchen Cousins and all that, I have a box of Kleenex next to me. I mean, how can you not? You don't have a heart when you watch these shows.
You know, I think the idea that you could be shedding a few happy tears with all that's going on today in the world is a nice little bright spot. And if people can take a half hour or an hour to just watch some positivity, watch some good things happening to good people that need it, that's all I could ask for.
Yeah. And at the end of every episode, Rachael Ray cooks a meal. So I don't think that's so bad for you to have gotten 10 great meals from Rachael Ray.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out how to show up on all my construction projects and make me a meal when I'm done. It was a highlight and a half. Are you kidding me? 10 meals cooked by Rachael Ray. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Oh God, I'm very envious of that. Well, listen, thank you again for your time. Thank you for doing this show. It's just wonderful and just such a feel good, you know, kudos to you and Rachael for taking this on. So best
My
of
pleasure,
luck
and thank you for the kind words. That's really sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Nice chatting with you, Anthony.
You
Take
do the
care.
same. Take care.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.